All right, the time is 6:30 and a quorum being present, I call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is a request for a certificate of compliance for Kansanjian Enterprises, Inc., 2512 Main Street, Assessors Map 94, Lot 65, DP file number 305-1111. If you could, do you set up? Could you just introduce yourself for the record, and the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Troy Stearns of Civil Design. I'm here on behalf of the applicant, Kansanjian Enterprises. I'm here today to request a certificate of compliance for completed work done at 2512 Main Street. An order of conditions was issued in October of 2020 to allow the construction of a 4,000 square foot retail store, parking area, utilities, and a stormwater management system. This order of conditions was extended in October of 2023. We believe the work was constructed in substantial compliance with the order and special conditions, with the exception of the deviations noted, which include an increase in impervious area of approximately 633 square feet and minor grading changes at the walkway along the back of the building. These deviations had no impact on peak flow rates or recharge volumes compared to the previously approved. If a committee has any questions or concerns, I could try to address them.
So the walkway is how much bigger than expected?
So the walkway in the back, we proposed 4 feet. It's currently at about 5.5 feet.
5.5. All right.
I'll ask the question, why?
I have representatives of Kansanjian Enterprises, if they'd like to answer some of these.
Let's answer it.
You just have to introduce yourself for the record.
Good evening. Alan Kansanjian, 11 Brianna Way in Dracut. The reason why we did this is because of the AC units in the back, so if we have to service them, we'll be able to walk around them, and it kind of drops off drastically, kind of the back, so we don't want to be getting hurt, and that was the main reason for doing it.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to be the guy, but we've been having this nonstop of we approve something and it gets built differently.
Yeah, what about the patio? Why was that built, the 600?
Well, they wanted that, and they shouldn't have been done, but with they wanted like a smoking area outside there for people playing Keno and things like that inside, so that was the reason for that.
So I guess you guys benefit in the sense that this was before the times where we started putting into the order of conditions that any deviations must be, contact us before doing any deviations. And it's in an awkward spot because, like, truthfully, I don't think it's that big of a difference in the walkway size, but it is, it is a deviation. I would like to see additional wetland replications in the back, but that would require a new notice of intent to do that. Even though the work, I don't think it wouldn't be nearly as extensive as building a new, building right there or anything. But it is, it's frustrating to see these things change all the time. I don't want to, force you to do something just because of a small deviation, but at the same time, we're here. We're not worried about people smoking. We're not worried about, people, how steep it is right there. We're worried about the wetlands, and this is having an impact on the wetlands. There's less impervious surface where we expected the, surfaces to be. So I don't know what the opinion of the rest of the commission is. We could approve it as is and just people look out.
I'm going to throw this partially on design consultants here. You're the oversight. You're the designer. Why didn't you come to us?
We're just doing the as-built for this.
You didn't do the initial plans?
We did.
So this is in violation of the plans we approved, correct?
We weren't consulted about it.
The Administrator Joe was out there a number of times talking to David Gray, who works for us, and everything was okay with Joe at the time.
I mean, Joe hasn't worked here in, quite some time, and he doesn't have the approval authority
Yeah.
for any of this. Yeah, so it's,
Yep.
Right.
and knowing Joe, I don't think he would give any sort of approval like this.
I'm not saying it was approval, but he saw what was going on and didn't say we have a problem.
All right. I would find that very hard to believe that Joe wouldn't note deviations on any of the plans and warn you about that.
Well, we're not lying to you. He was there. He didn't say anything to us that this is wrong or that's wrong, and we just continue to do the work.
All right. I don't want to get into a back and forth about
Yeah, right.
that, but it just seems very unusual for something like that to happen. All right, so I guess besides this, everything seems to be.
What about the signage? Wasn't there an issue with the?
Oh, yes, so that is being corrected. It was at the, right at the 20, it was right at the wetland border. Have they been moved so far?
They have, yeah.
So they're at the 25-foot border, all right. So that was, pretty easy to get done. I think it just, I guess the other thing is we're still waiting on on comments from DEP, right, or DPW?
So, yeah, I believe that you're still going back and forth with DPW on the stormwater, is that correct?
There were a couple comments outside of conservation jurisdiction that included raising the signs along the right-of-way, which that's been completed. They asked us to provide more information on sewer and water, and they just asked us to throw a note on the as-built plan.
Note about what?
Something about meeting the requirements of all town boards.
All right. So I guess that we're back to whether, it doesn't sound like the DPW comments would prevent us from approving this, especially if they're concerning, getting approval from everybody else before they sign off on it. It really just comes back to again, it's a sidewalk, or it's a little bit extra pavement. I would like to see wetland replication in the back of there if you're going to deviate that much. But it's,
The only problem I see is going to be more of a, make more of a mess, trying to replicate, like you said.
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that big of an area. It's only, what, 500 square feet? What?
633.
633. Yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable letting it slide this time and, just, all new applicants, they get a fresh slate, but, it's hard not to forget about these little things that they keep on adding up and adding up and adding up. But we can also, if the, commission so chooses, can say no and, ask for a wetland replication plan somewhere. Do you want to?
I do want to go back to the wetland signs one more time. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
if they've been moved, I don't have a photo of it on file for the commission, so.
You don't have- all right.
I don't have a photo of it, so if they've been moved, if the commission would like a photo, I just don't have one, that's all.
Do you have anything like that? I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I have a couple photos I could send.
are you able to send them right now or just show us?
Oh, yeah, I could look around. Might take a few minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Also, the site visit photo log, is that a trash can in there, the last image?
This is from our original site.
When I went in this December, I didn't see, the photos I took don't have any of them. Are they up since then?
They should be.
Okay. I think I left a note for the commission when I went, and I think it was December. I didn't see any of the signs up. I do have those photos.
Oh, I do have one. So this was January.
Can you just send that to me?
Sure.
Where were you thinking the wetland replication would be, Dan? In the back of the building?
Wherever the wetlands currently are, right there. It's not, you know, I don't want to prescribe to anybody where they should go.
Okay.
You know, it should be the opposite way, flowing towards us, saying, this is where we would like to put them. If that's the case, again, I am, you know, I can see it both ways. It's not that big of a deal. At the same time, we keep running into this situation and like,
It just seems that that patio could have been built out of something that's pervious, or could have been done differently, not just a slab of concrete.
And I agree, I know Joe, he would not have.
all right, so, yeah.
My name's David Gray.
Can you just either, we don't have a microphone
I can get it.
there. Yeah, I just need you to speak directly into the microphone, if you can introduce yourself for the record.
My name is David Gray. I work for Kazanjian Enterprise. I was working kind of on this project, and I had met Joe out there a few times, and it was probably prior to when we did that small patio area that, you know, he worked with us when we did all the replication and everything, and Joe met us out there for that. And I met him there several times doing that, and I worked pretty closely with him to make sure that was done.
But
So
as we're talking, was he there? Did you disclose you were going to make that walkway bigger and put that patio?
Not so much the walkway, that we had done that and the thing, so, I mean, that was, he had,
So the narrative changes a little bit here. I'm with Linda. I think I would have, I can speak for myself.
like,
I could div the walkway, the patio for people to go outside. That's irrelevant to us. So you know my feelings on it.
I did receive your email, so I now have a photo in the file of the wetland sign, so
mine were an email
that's.
too, so that's,
Yeah,
I ended up getting it.
okay. I thought I had it.
all right. it sounds like it's, I don't want to count votes, even though the votes aren't very high. But, again, we have the option, we can either approve as is, or we can continue this. If we continue it, it would give you additional time to come up with a replication plan, but I believe they still, because it's the OCC that has expired already, you'd have to come up with a new NOI, or a new NOI, I guess, in order to do that work. So, any strong feelings, or I will entertain a motion to approve as is.
I don't see where it's a lot of square footage, 633. I mean, the place looks beautiful, definitely compared to what it was.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's, the previous building was in rough shape, and this is a much better looking thing. And in all probability, you guys got all of the sand out from the volleyball court or something that was there. So it's a big net improvement. That's definitely true. And yeah, there's just a variety of ways in which this has been improved. Not hearing a motion to approve as is, I will entertain a motion, I guess, to deny, or I want to be careful with what I'm entertaining. A motion to Abby, could you help me craft? I'm not sure exactly, because I am correct that, I guess if we don't approve or ratify the request, it would be a denial. And what happens then?
I don't know. So I think that you can request a motion to continue, and then at our following meeting, we might have a kind of a better idea of how to make a denial. The issue is that I don't think there really is a denial. I think that you all would just refuse to issue the COC, if that makes any sense. But I think I would have to talk to my circuit rider about how to kind of go about that. But if you all vote to continue, and then at the next meeting, it's just kind of a cut and like a denial like that, that's something that we can come back to.
Yeah, I think so.
If you all want to do that. I think that the COC is sort of the end of the permit, so I don't know that you can vote to deny the COC. I think you just don't act, but I'd have to be
All
clear.
right, so we'd be looking at a continuation until we can get more information. So I saw you guys discussing, do you have anything that you want to bring up right now, or are you just?
What's the boards, they want to continue it? Is that what they want to do, or?
Yeah, would continue to the next available meeting on March 4th.
Okay.
And would have more information, because we honestly, we don't get into the situations very often, as can be seen. And I think that would give both us more time to figure out the appropriate way to deal with this, and it'd give you guys more time to figure out, what the best path going forward for your, viewpoint and stuff.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Is the board more apt for the little area out there, there was smoking area, more so than the walkway. Is the board okay with the walkway in the back? Because we extended a little bit for safety reasons. If they have to service those AC units, just so they can walk around, because it does drop off quite a bit.
I don't want to speak for anybody else on the commission. I am more, the stuff's already there. I get that it's very expensive to take all of that out and redo. I think it would be less expensive and more beneficial to the wetlands to replicate more area. That, again, would take a little bit longer to do, and it would require an additional NOI before we can approve this. So that's where I stand, I guess.
I would say give us some options.
Okay, all right.
Is that fair?
Yep, that's fair enough, sure. Yep.
All right, so I guess at this point, I will take a motion, or I'll entertain a motion to continue this request for a certificate of compliance.
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second? Oh, that's-
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I just get a signature on my continuation form? Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, agenda item B is a public hearing, request for determination of applicability for Christian Man, various locations, right-of-way. Could you please introduce yourself to the record, and then the floor is yours.
I'm Christian Mann. I'm a project manager at the Tewksbury DPW. So this is just for our annual roadway resurfacing project. We had to do one of these last year as well. So we have 7 streets that have areas where we'll be working within the 100-foot wetland buffer zone. All the work is within the right-of-way. So we'll be using compost filter tubes as our sediment control barriers within the 100-foot wetland buffer zone. And then within all those areas, we'll be using silt sacks in the catch basins. And so there's 2 separate stages. So there's mill and overlay. So we'll take out 1.5 inches of the road and then repave it. Those areas, we put silt sacks in. The other kind is our reclaim area. So we grind down about 1 foot or 2. And so all the structures are lowered and plated over, so no silt sacks can be put in there. So nothing gets into those catch basins either, or drain manholes. And so and then that, obviously, those structures get raised and then replaced, essentially. So we have 7 streets. So one of them is Germano Drive, Grove Street, Long Meadow Road, Mitchell G. Drive, Pomfret Street, South Street, but it's only a small section between Bridge and Poplar, and then Waterford Meadow Drive.
So you're repaving, except for South Street, like the entire roads that you've listed, or just sections of them?
It's the entire roads.
All right.
I think like Long Meadow, if I remember correctly. Some of them, most of them are cul-de-sacs. I think 1 or 2 of them might connect to a separate road. But they're all like enclosed. They're not like main streets.
So you mentioned you grind down, you take off the top, like you said, 1 inch or so
Yes.
of pavement. I don't think I've ever seen this, but that doesn't create too much dust that you have to water it down or anything like that, right?
No, and we also have items for sediment control.
All right.
And so we usually are able to take care of it, but it doesn't usually cause much dust or anything like that.
And then there's also going to be some humps at the end of driveways, as I understand.
Yes.
I just want to confirm that any driveway that is getting an additional hump, either the homeowner has requested it specifically, or you guys are, telling them, and letting them know that they're going to have an additional something at the end of their driveway.
Yeah, we send out mail, and so usually it says that obviously the road's going to be getting redone, and that driveways within the right-of-way, because we're not touching private areas, that need that hump added to keep like rainwater out, will have to, for the betterment of the homeowners.
So you notify them of the berm?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And last year, I was also in contact with people who we didn't necessarily think needed a berm, and then they were like, hey, we're getting water, and so we went back and put a berm there for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the berms are supposed to keep the water in the roadway so they can go in the sewer. So we're not worried about any additional water finding its way into the wetlands through people's property and stuff.
Correct.
All right, just want to confirm that.
Now, are you milling or pulverizing?
So all we're doing for the mill and overlay is we just take out what's there. So we grind up the road 1.5 inches, and then we put a surface course over top of that.
So that's milling.
Yeah.
Pulverize when you go down on the gravel.
Yes, so pulverizing would be the reclaim. And so we take out, I can't remember exactly how much it is. It's either 1 foot or 2 feet. And then all that material stays there. We
Yeah, it makes great material to grade with.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's essentially used to regrade, and then we pave over it with 2 separate courses.
And just, I guess, finally, all this work is going to be happening throughout the year. You don't have like a set plan for each individual street or anything at this point?
Not at this point, but usually it goes from, we start around the end, like mid to end of April, and we try to get it done by the end of the summer.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. Any
Sounds
other
good to me.
questions or
Yep.
comments?
Yep,
Yeah.
no problem.
Always a fan of nice paved roads in
Right.
town.
Happy taxpayers.
Yeah. All right, so this is a public hearing. If anybody in the public would like to make a comment, now is the time to do so. Not seeing anybody rise, could I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. And could I have a negative determination, or could I have a motion for a negative determination of applicability as discussed at this meeting?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
Then finally, we have agenda item C, emergency certification for 161 John Street, Assessors Map 58, Lot 158. Unlike most of our emergency certs, which are either for septic tanks or for trees, this is a broken water connection.
Frozen water line?
Yeah.
That's right.
How deep was it?
I don't know how deep it was, but the ice looked to be like 6 inches thick. So
Wow.
Big Mike's Excavation came in and had photos and videos of the front walkway that should be in your packets. And it was pretty thick ice, so they cleared it out, and the work is complete. The area is still obviously unplanted, but it'll stay on my list. I'll keep my eye on it.
Big Mike, why do they call him Big Mike? He's a monster.
He was lovely. He was,
No, he's a very nice guy.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
a big dude, though. Nice guy.
All of the work was done in the front of the house, nothing.
Correct.
Yeah, all right. Big Mike. All right, if there's no further discussion on this, I will entertain a motion to ratify the emergency certification.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Do I have a second?
You have a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well. Thank you very much. Do we have any admin reports?
We had our tree talk today, and it went great. We had 5 or 6 people here, and it was fantastic. And Kevin Hardiman joined me, and we talked about tree regulations.
Cool. All right. I mean, it's already improving that the emergency certification was not tree related, so. All right, with that, next meeting is March 4th, 2026. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye as well.